Good afternoon, everybody. Oh, it's too dark. You probably can't see it. My eyes are all swollen. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think I'm allergic to being loud or something. I don't know. So I take some Benadryl. My wife went and got me some Benadryl. But welcome. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Now, now,
One or two.
give me two. No, give me one, and if it doesn't work, I'll take another one.
Okay.
Because I don't want it to put me to sleep either.
Right.
Okay. It's just Benadryl. Okay. To help with my eye. I was going to go to the 5:30 meeting in person, but I'm not going. I'll come on camera for everybody to see me. Okay. Thank you, baby. I'll go online for everybody to see me, but I won't go to the 5:30. We'll see. So I hope you're having a good day. Today we're talking about AA regeneration. And, it's funny because the regeneration, where I understand it from, is actually from Dungeons and Dragons. Trolls regenerate, right? So you attack them, like, let's say you cut off their arm, but it grows back. So you can't kill them. Then that's regeneration. That kind of cool. Regeneration is the rebuilding of something that has been destroyed. Okay. I love you. I'll see you tonight, baby. Regeneration.
Here's the definition of regeneration. The action or process of regenerating or being regenerated, in particular the formation of new animal or plant tissue.
Like a lizard, right? So, yeah, let's use something that's real. Trolls aren't real, but lizards are, right? There's other things also that regenerate. So that gives us an idea of what regeneration is and what we're kind of talking about. It's itchy. And it's funny because there's this little like white spot right there. So it looks like it's a big old zit. But it's not. Okay. What does being regeneration mean? An act or the process of regenerating? People do not know how to. What does regeneration mean biblically? Let's check that out and see that's probably the closest thing that we have to put to this. So spiritually, it means God brings a new person to life, that they are born again. So we are reborn. Remember in step 3, step 4, they talk about that. From a previous state of separation from God. Okay. So in this case, what we're talking about is regeneration is going to be the reintroduction of our higher power. Or worms, but only if you don't split them between 3 kids. Yeah. The worm's not going to survive that. When I was a kid, we used to go out and collect caterpillars and put them in jars and watch them turn into butterflies. That was always neat. We did that every summer. So, gotta feed them. You gotta remember to feed them, or you're gonna kill them. And don't do that. Okay. So we're gonna be in a book called AA Comes of Age. On page 46. We were in it yesterday too. I thought we were doing a repeat, but we are not. Sorry, it's kind of getting hard to see. I am going to start at the top of page 45. It may be possible to find explanation of spiritual experiences such as ours, but I have often tried to explain my own and have succeeded only in giving the story of it. I know the feeling it gave me and the results it has brought, but I realize I will never fully understand its deeper why and how. And this is what happens to me when I try and explain my higher power. I don't have the words. Undescribable is as close as I can come. Undescribably wonderful. I have no idea what my higher power looks like. Is that a requirement? Is that a requirement? Well, if it turned out that God was a her, what if God had no sex? What would you think then? See, and what is this? This is just what ifing. That's all it is. The light in here sucks. We're just what ifing, man. You know? So that brings us back to faith. Faith means you believe in something that you can't see, in a sense, because you can see it though, right? If you're open-minded enough, if you're willing to see, then that can change. I'm hoping that helped the light. It did. Okay. So, that book's upside down. We AAs had tried out a radical and old-time formulas, one rather out of fashion nowadays, and it worked. We admitted that we were powerless, that our lives had become unmanageable, and we made a decision to turn our will and our lives over the care of God as we understood Him. Every one of us who could make the fairly well maintained and humbling admission and sweeping decision have found relief from obsession and begun to grow in a totally and wonderfully different mental, physical, and spiritual existence. I'm going to throw emotional in there also. Okay. See, AA will do for you very quickly what would take years for the medical to do. See, when we straighten out, it's getting worse, man. When we straighten out spiritually, we straighten out emotionally. This has been my experience. Okay. When I straightened out spiritually, everything else kind of fell into place for me. It took some time. It looked confusing at some points. At some other times, it sucked. I have some mental illnesses that hurt from the inside out, man. The whole body hurts. PTSD does that to you. Okay? It makes everything hurt. You will find places in your body you did not know fucking existed. Okay. Okay. The thought of Dr. Foster Kennedy crossed my mind years ago. The noted physician had asked me if one of AA's early friends of psychiatry would come to the New York Academy of Medicine to explain AA to the neurological section. Since several doctors publicly had endorsed us, some of the Saturday Evening Post article of 1941, I thought there would be no difficulty about this. But every one of these medical friends of ours rejected the unusual opportunity. So I've done this. I've reached out to some professionals and counselors and groups and stuff and saying, hey, I don't think you guys quite understand AA, and I'm more than happy to do a little bit of training for free. And no one took me up on it. Okay. Doesn't that kind of come across a little egotistical? They won't fucking hear it. They don't want to be wrong. All right. Let's find out why, though. Let's find out why, because there's more to this. Got to be more, right? So we're going to find out why, probably. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. In substance, this is what they said. Okay, so we're going to find out. In AA, we see an unusual number of social and psychological forces working together on the alcoholic problem. Yet, fully allowing for this new advantage, we still cannot explain the speed of the results. Okay, so the speed of the results makes these people uncomfortable in the medical field. I'm going to simplify this for you. I'm going to make it very, very simple. Okay. Most psychologists use what is called cognitive behavioral therapy. It works fantastic. It is the changing of your mind through a series of meetings. Okay. So AA is cognitive behavioral therapy. That's exactly what it is. But it is combined with a spiritual component. And that is where the psychologists, the doctors, and everyone else gets cut off. See, they have to remain in a professional field and therefore cannot do that. So what do they have? They have what's called the X factor. They can't even call it God. They can't. See, they cannot apply this portion. Do we need professionals? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I would not be where I'm at. I tell you now, AA is not a cure-all. It gets you to a place where you can deal with these things. That's what it's for. The 12 steps are a good start. They're a very good start. Okay, now I have a set of principles of which I can rely on that are good, that are reliable. We were just talking about selfishness in the meeting, right? Okay, even when I was being kind, when I was drinking, it was manipulation. I was being kind because I wanted something from you. And if you were a girl, it was probably sex. It was probably it. Okay. So they had a problem. They cannot explain the speed of the results. That made them very uncomfortable. AA does not in weeks or months. AA does in weeks or months, which should take years. Not only does drinking stop abruptly, but great changes in the alcoholic's motivation follow in a week, in a few weeks or months. I can tell you what it is. It's accountability. It's accountability. It is because you finally decided, I am going to take accountability for, shit. Okay. Sorry. I had Saturday plans and they are now changed. Hi, Patricia. Oh, that's a neat background. That makes me just want to relax, actually. It just makes me want to relax. I don't know what it's been. There's been things that have been going on, but it's like, I know this is a bold statement, but it's how I feel. That doesn't make it fact, but I feel like hate has just been removed. And it's uncomfortable, but not scary, if that makes sense. Okay. Okay. There's something at work in AA which we do not understand. We call this the X factor. Told you. I've been doing this a long time, okay? I knew this 30, 40 years ago. It's always been this way. Okay? So this is how things start. Detox. Detox should be full of people in recovery. They should be a bunch of recovered alcoholics and drug addicts. And drug addicts, not just alcoholics, but drug addicts too. We need both. Probably 50% of each. Okay? These are the people that get other people willing to be sober, to give sobriety a chance. Okay? Then we move on to the professional. Then they go to treatment where the professionals are at, and then they do a very good job of applying the CBT portion, so that when they get out, we can apply the synthetic of good. Okay? So then we use the professionals. Then the professionals let them go. They come back to us, where we help them with the 12 steps. After that, if they still need help, we go back to the professionals. That is the order in which recovery happens. It does not work really any other way. Now, it may not be AA, it might be church, it might be Dharma, it might be Wellbriety, okay? But there's going to be something in there where a person who has recovered from the disease can interrupt the insanity of another person. Why? Because there's nothing they want in return. There's no expectation. And they know it. This person wants nothing from me. I can feel it. I always know when somebody wants something from me, right? If my phone rings, somebody wants something from me. It's not very often people call me and say, "How are you?" It doesn't happen. I do get messages every now and again. Like I got one from Ingrid earlier. She said, "I hopped in the meeting so I could see you for a second." See? Things like that mean a lot to me. Encouragement. And I appreciate that stuff. It's encouragement. And I've been getting a lot of encouragement lately because it's been tough for me. So my friends are like, "Hey, man, we're not all sick on the same day. So step in the herd and we got your back." And I get to do those things. You get to do those things because we worked hard to be where we're at. And you deserve them too. Absolutely, you do. Where the fuck am I even at on here? Okay. You people call it God. You can't explain God, and neither can we, especially at the New York Academy of Medicine. So there was the answer. That's why they didn't show, because the word God was going to be there. And they couldn't. To them, that would just be a waste of time. And I agree. They shouldn't be the one. Why? Expectation. What do you pay a doctor? Money. Well, I have insurance. I'm not paying them anything. Yeah, you are, because you're paying for your insurance. There's an expectation there. So it cannot be worked with. Okay? It's always that. I should just put a patch on my eye because such is the paradox of AA regeneration. Strength arising out of complete defeat and weakness, the loss of one's old life as a condition for finding a new one. But we of AA do not have to understand this paradox. We have only got to be grateful for it. I kind of understand it. Not fully. I don't understand my higher power. I don't need to. Okay. I don't understand. I was on 45 in AA Comes of Age, but I'm done with that. I just used today's daily reflection. So today's, AA Comes of Age page. I started on the top of page 45 is where I started. So, you're going to pay, we got to pay a price. No, 45, not 145, 45. There you go. Not very often. My name is Host. Shouldn't it say Dion? Shouldn't it say Dion? Of course. And if you can't remember, just go to today's daily reflection and it'll tell you. So there's a price that needs to be paid, man, for your new life. You cannot, the old Dion can't hang around anymore. Okay? Sure, he might have been fun here and there, and in a way, I don't necessarily want to lose him, because then this is kind of what I was thinking, then what happens to the dangerous part of me? What happens to the person that defends me because I need to do that? Okay. Well, I found out you don't lose who you are, in a sense. Okay. I'm still Dion. Everything that happened to me happened to me. What's different is how I look at it, especially right now. Okay. How I react to life. Okay. My brain still does stupid crap. Somebody will say something in a meeting. I'll be like, you stupid motherfucker. And I'll even stop halfway through, like, Dion, come on, dude. It doesn't happen as often anymore. But man, when I first got into the program, I had nothing but intrusive thoughts. I did, and I couldn't help it. So I kept this shut because in my heart of hearts, I knew I didn't feel that way. I knew if I took a moment and honestly asked myself, Dion, do you really think that person is stupid? And then my answer would be, I think that because they're doing what I do, and I get called stupid when I do that. Aha. Now we have a fucking answer. It was because I was called stupid. Bullies get bullied. Bullies have been bullied. You know, I had a long talk. My 5-year-old granddaughter and I had a long talk about bullies the other day and how they are people too. Yeah, it's a hard balance, especially for a 5-year-old. But she understood something. She understood that their parents aren't as nice to them as her parents are as nice to her. Now she can have a little bit of empathy for that person. Now she has a reason to be nice. And she probably do it. I don't know. I don't know how she'll handle it. But I'm not the kind of person, just because a bully's being a bully, of course, if she gets pushed, she'll fucking knock him out. She's one of those, that's why I'm talking to her. She's one of those kids where you say the wrong thing, she's going to walk up and fucking knock you out. So, gotta try to teach her, okay? All right, 1,000 Beatings by John Barleycorn did not encourage me to admit defeat. I believed it was my moral obligation to conquer my enemy friend. At my first AA meeting, I was blessed with the feeling that it was all right to admit defeat to a disease which had nothing to do with my moral fiber. Okay. I knew instinct. I'm having a hard time because I admitted defeat because of my moral fiber. My morals were horrible. My attitude, everything I was doing was bullshit. It was my behavior was unacceptable. That's what I was looking for. So I'm not saying they're wrong because that's their experience. So I knew instinctively that I was in the presence of great love when I entered the doors of AA. With no effort on my part, I became aware to the love of my son. Oh, sorry. You didn't put any effort in. You showed up to the damn meeting, didn't you? Okay. Sorry, I don't buy that one. Okay. Bullshit. You put effort in. Okay. I think what they're trying to get to is this. Is that it is okay. In fact, being at a place where you can say, I've totally fucked up my life and I need help is actually a fantastic turning point. Okay. Why do you think we get excited when newcomers come into the meeting? Which is an action, by the way. Because we know what's in store for them. Not for us, but we know what's in store for them. We're not thinking of ours. What the thing is, we're going to get something out of it, and we know it. We don't know what it is. We don't know when it'll happen or anything else. Doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. We just know something will happen. and that we get to be a part of it, even if it's just a small one that they know nothing about. Right? That's why it's important that we do what it is that we do. Every little thing that you do. All right, do this again. AA comes of age, page 45. There you go. They talk about it at the bottom of the page. The very last paragraph on page 45. So, all right. Nothing else is coming to mind, so I think that will just about do it. So, thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate it. Good to see you. Hoping this Benadryl works a little bit. So, all right. And Ingrid, if you still can't find it, just send me a text. I'll get it to you. All right. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Peace out. And have a day.